sleepy head. Hi. I've heard that you haven't been sleeping so well the past little while. New changes in your life and stress. And so tonight, I'm gonna give you the best sleep you'll ever have. I'm going to stay here with you for over 3 hours, helping you in different ways to relax and sleep. I'm so happy that you're allowing me into your safe space and trusting me to help relax you tonight. I can see you're all tucked in this warm duvet. It's very comfortable. And you've got your hair just gently laying beside you on the pillow, and you look really cozy and comfortable. And I know that sometimes life hasn't been the easiest for you, but I want you to try and forget for tonight and just allow me to enter your mind with happy and relaxing thoughts. How does that sound? Good. So, it's all gonna be okay. Okay. I have planned what to do tonight to make it the best sleep ever for you. So in a moment, I will be lighting a candle that'll burn crackly like a fireplace, really in the background so that it's very minimal, but it is a gentle tingly crackle for you to relax to. And I'm going to let you know what else we're going to be doing so that you know what to expect. I'm going to really help calm you down this first 20 minutes, and then I will be making you your very own sleep tea. It's going to be so nice. I do apologize for your neighbours with their loud engines that you may have heard just there. But I'm going to create your sleep tea, as I said, and we'll maybe have some sleepy little bites for you, like a bedtime supper, just really little, that'll make you sleep. And it's going to be really nice, and you're going to drink your tea. And then I'm going to give you some magical dreams that I'm going to create for you in your mind. A few scenarios, maybe with special sounds in the background. And it's just going to take you somewhere else, someplace far, far away from reality. And I will also have some sleepy facts for you that are super interesting, but it'll help you relax And of course, positive affirmations while brushing your hair, because you should always be told how amazing you are. And then we have some aromatherapy. I'm going to create your own unique scent with a diffuser, and we're going to diffuse the scent in and around your bed space. And then I'm going to gently sing to you while I stroke your hair, a mixture of lullabies that you can just relax to. And then we'll do some favourite little tingly things like the dot line language and back tracing, and just play with your hair and just all those tingly goodies before I read you a bedtime story and leave you to fall asleep. But you have 3 full hours to help you relax. So we're starting early tonight, and you'll definitely be asleep, and you'll have a long, good sleep by the end of this. Okay. Okay, so let's get the candle ready for you. Okay. Now I have two here as a choice. I'll tell you a little bit about them. So the first one I've got is this here. The Calming Retreat. And it's a trilogy. So it goes from blue to like a lighter blue and then a white. And each layer is a different scent. So it doesn't tell me exactly what the scent is. It's literally just Calming Retreat. So that's the first one. And the second one we have is also a trilogy. It's kind of lighter red colour, but this one's been burned a little bit more with a plum colour at the bottom. And it's called Holiday Cheer Retrouvales and Noel. So I reckon this one smells more like cinnamon and things that remind you of Christmas time. So we'll smell each of them and then you can decide, okay? So this kind of smells like linen, you know, like washing, swaying in the breeze in summer. I think that's what that smells like. Yeah. Okay. And then this one. Yeah, it smells like Christmas, doesn't it? Cinnamon. It's like that kind of cinnamon that you would smell on a Christmas tree. It's like a specific type of cinnamon. Warming. Yes, good vibes. Good vibes only. What would you like? The Calming Retreat. Probably quite fitting. Makes you think of summer. And as it is coming into summer-ish. I say ish because especially here we've not had any hot weather yet. beginning of June, so hopefully we get some nice weather. Alright, so I have these extra long matches. I'm just going to I am not the best match lighter in the world. I'll tell you that now. Okay, I take that back. That was pretty good. I just want you to listen to those crackles. Relax. Everything is going to be okay. I'm going to go and place this behind you, okay? Small planes flying overhead. I wonder where it's going. Sounds like a small plane. So I imagine it's flying up maybe to Loch Lomond. Love the small planes when people are learning to fly. They fly up near Loch Lomond and go around, viewing so and out. Breathe in and out. And breathe in and out. Already, do you feel like your stress is just fading away? It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. I promise. It's all going to be okay. It's all going to be okay. Bring in the day, bring in the mood, the day, forget about the stress on the day, because it's all going to be okay. All going to be okay. And just trace your face. We have your full face, and then your nose, and your eyes. Your cheeks and your lips, your eyebrows, you can see the candle just flickering in the background. It's lovely, isn't it? So, for tea, it's time to make your tea. I have a very warm pot of hot water that we're going to use for your tea, but I need to talk you through all the amazing sleep teas that I've got for you. Okay. We have 4 options. They're all very different, okay? So option 1 This is a Pucka, or Pucka, P-U-K-K-A, organic nighttime tea. A dreamy bed of oat flower, lavender, and lime flower. So, it's naturally caffeine-free and ethically sourced. Nights can be long when you most need rest and peace, as we know. So, this gentle crush of oat flower, soothing lavender, and silky sweet lime flower allows you to start your rest and get a good night's sleep. Uses the highest grade of organic herbs, each one blending with Pucka's herbal wisdom to get you something that tastes great and does the job. Okay, so this is nighttime tea. And then we have this one. This is Twining's Super Blends Sleep Tea. It's a personal favorite of mine. It has spiced apple and vanilla with chamomile and passion flowers, because passion flower contributes to normal sleep. You can enjoy up to 3 cups a day as part of a varied and balanced diet and a healthy lifestyle. It's of course vegan. And getting a full night's sleep is the inspiration behind this carefully crafted sleep blend. Delicious blend combining chamomile, passion flowers, apple and vanilla flavorings is smooth and warming, making it a perfect part of your bedtime routine. Take your last sip and sink your head into a soft pillow. What does it taste like? So it's a deliciously smooth and serene blend. The apple and vanilla flavorings and the chamomile bring a touch of comforting sweetness, with a dash of cinnamon reminiscent of apple pie with vanilla ice cream. It's also wholesome and homely, isn't it? So, passion flowers themselves are enjoyed for their beauty because they're exotic looking plants with bright purple flowers. They're widely grown and traditionally used to support normal sleep. And vanilla is obviously a widely used flavouring, and it's smooth and sweet, and chamomile is a pretty daisy-like flower with a delicate sweet golden infusion. Perfect smooth tasting flavour to help you wind down at the end of a long day. So this looks like planes go so frequently. This of course happens when you're trying to get to sleep. And then we have this Twinings is chamomile and honey. So it's all natural ingredients, and this one's really good to help you relax and get comfortable. So especially in the evenings, if you just want to chill with a book, then I would drink some chamomile and honey. Chamomile flowers swaying in the light breeze are a magnet for busy bees in the summer months. With just a touch of gorgeously rich honey flavour, and a hint of vanilla flavour. This is a very beautiful blend. So you just literally add this into your cup and pour in hot water, and it's delightful. This one comes in a separate pack, like so. Just a little individual bag. And then we have the big heart tea. There's not too much known about this tea. It looks like this. It's very unique, and inside it contains small rose petals and other beautiful, beautiful herbs. And this tea is designed to make you fall asleep with a happy heart, to feel loved and satisfied, to go to sleep with a smile on your face. It doesn't just help you sleep, it helps you go to sleep feeling full of love. Full of love. So full of love. And it sounds good, because you deserve to be able to go to sleep and feel full of love and happy. So which one? The book at night time. That plane. So which one? The book at night time tea. The twining sleep tea. The chamomile and honey. Or the big heart tea. Which one would you like? Okay, let me just grab that for you. Special big heart tea. Okay. Are you ready? We'll just let it diffuse. And this one is going to make you feel, as we said, happy and relaxed and full of love. Full of love, because you are loved, my darling. You can smell the wonderful scents already. Delicious. I love the colours as well as it starts to diffuse. Well, we'll set this aside. And we'll then get ready to create your dreams while you sip that. So let's create your dreams. I'm gonna describe a series of magical stories. They're made up like a magical location, and you're going to pretend that you're there. So just close your eyes and flow with the magic. Can you hear the sound of the birds singing on the trees? The leaves swaying gently in the breeze. Little waterfalls and streams running on by. It's a warm summer's day in the woods, but this is not just any normal woods or any normal summer's day. For Eunice, you're in a special and magic woods where each large oak tree has stairs that wrap all the way around to the top through the clouds, and there's a different world on top of each large oak tree that you can visit. And today you are just going to visit one completely randomly. You're going to pick a tree and you're going to climb. So you walk through the forest, and there, the first large oak tree you find. You think, okay, this is the one I'm going to climb. And you stand on the stairs and up you go, all the way around this large tree trunk. Up and up and up. You can see out from the woods once you're above the level of the forest. And you can see all of the other large oak trees continuing up into their own little sky. So you go up and up and up through the clouds, and eventually there's a door at the very top. A door. So you open the door and step through, because tonight you have chosen Byland. Everything in this land is made of pie, pastries, different fillings, and you can eat anything. But you have have to be careful where you walk, because if the pie is not strong enough, you'll fall through and have to swim in giant lakes of rhubarb and custard filling. It's a very happy place, Thailand. It's all you can eat, and there's really good pies too. Make sure to visit some of the pie trees, because on the pie trees, instead of apples, they have hanging pies for you to pick and eat. And if you're not a fan of short crust pastry or other types of pastry, butter pastry, there's a plenty of filling for you to eat without the pastry. Thailand. Could you imagine? All about the pies. I could have selected like cotton candy, but that was too predictable. I had to give you guys something different. Thailand. Okay. Now the next place you're going to is a valley over the other side of the hill, out in the middle of nowhere. But you've been told that if you follow the yellow path, you'll find something special. So you follow the yellow path that winds in and out and up over this hill. You've got to climb and climb and climb, and you're very tired and very hungry and very thirsty. And when you finally get over the other side of the hill, you see a valley with beautiful colours, vibrant flowers everywhere, a stream running through, green grass. The sky suddenly goes from cloudy to clear blue. It's beautiful. But what was rather strange is that on the side of the hill are doors, little doors, everywhere. Lots and lots of little doors. And you can see that there's some gifts sitting outside the doors. And you wonder, where am I? Where am I? Well, you're in the gnome town, a special place where the gnomes live. And what people do is, when they want good fortune, is they find a gift and leave it in front of a gnome door. So you think long and hard. You're very thirsty. You're very tired. And you wish for some good fortune. Whether that's food, money, help in life. So you go and find some flowers, and you pick a fresh bouquet of flowers, and you leave outside a gnome door of your choice. There's lots of colours. You got pink and blue and green and purple and orange and red. But you find a door that you feel looks perfect for you, and you leave your bouquet of flowers. And as you're leaving the gnome town, all of a sudden you have in your hand some water, some food to take with you on your way. And when you get home and go to bed the next morning, when you awaken, all of the things you wish for to the gnome has come true. They've gifted you with what you asked for. sailing through the clouds in your big boat, and you can see down below people and the countryside and the sea, and you can watch the beautiful colours of the sun setting in the horizon. Tonight you're going for dinner at the Thunderbolt Inn. Thunderbolt Inn. So you sail your ship, or sail your boat, to an inn in the sky, in the clouds. And when you go inside this floating inn in the clouds, there's already your favourite dish for dinner. A nice drink beside a warm fireplace and a big window, so you can sit up, eat some good food, and watch down below. For you can see so much down below, especially as the Thunderbolt Inn has viewing holes. It has big viewing holes that you can view and zoom in down on earth on the ground, and you can watch people go about their daily lives. You can watch animals, and you can watch people in the countryside or just nature in general in the big viewing holes while you have your dinner beside the fireplace. I love a warm fire, but can you imagine being beside a warm fire in the sky at sunset? How amazing. The most beautiful place to have your dinner. Beside a window watching the sunset in the sky. In the sky. I'd love to be able to sail a boat in the sky. Especially at night time. Which leads us on to our next story, or scenario, even. Because you are still in the sky, apart from it's night time and you're in a special place in the sky, a certain corner of the world where there's no clouds. It's completely clear at night. There's a lift. And if you're lucky enough to find the lift and go inside, you press the only button on the lift that says level star. And if you get in that lift, a glass lift, and press level star, the lift takes you high up into the sky. You can see the world get smaller and smaller below you. And when you get to the top, and the lift opens, don't be afraid. Because at the top, you can walk and bounce on stars. You can bounce from star to star to star. There's bigger stars. You can ride on shooting stars, especially if you want to go to little planets or little meteorites where people live. Yes, because there's lots of amazing magical creatures that live up there. And you won't fall off because gravity catches you and throws you back up again. And there's a certain part of the sky is the only part of the sky where you can do this. And you can bounce from star to star. Boing, 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 boing. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Bounce, bounce, bounce. Up and up and up and up and up. Boing. I love, or you love to find the little houses on the meteors, because you meet some interesting people, interesting creatures. You found in a little house on a meteorite. You've also found a fox, Mr. Fox. You can go to different worlds, different planets, and they're all completely edible. And they taste the most amazing things that you could possibly even imagine. So much to do and eat and choose from. In the sky, can you imagine being able to just walk from star to star? And it's so peaceful. There's no stress. There's lots and lots and lots of good fun. Good fun. Boing, 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 boing. Or you could just do something simple where you just close your eyes and feel like you're at the beach. A sunny island somewhere, perhaps the Maldives or Mauritius or the French Polynesia Islands, with the water kissing your toes, the sun caressing your face. Relaxing, relaxing, relaxing. Just full relaxation and love and rest. Sometimes those holidays are good day, and those dreams are good day. Or the ones in winter where you can imagine being at a cozy log cabin in the middle of nowhere, maybe in Iceland, with a fire and a hot tub. I love a hot tub, especially if it's cold outside at night time and you can see the stars in the sky and the snow on the ground, and you're inside this warm hot tub, just enjoying life, enjoying the moment. Perhaps a glass of champagne or Prosecco in your hand. Just beautiful. Maybe with some gentle music. Or maybe you prefer the busyness. Maybe you prefer to be on a gondola in Venice, relaxing there with the gentle sways of the boat. With the sounds of music, Italian music, and people everywhere, bustling, full of life. That kind of real mixture. And of course it's warm and sunny, and you're completely cozy on your gondola. You can even snooze while you're being leisurely pushed along. Perhaps that's more up your street with your kind of dreams. Or maybe, like me, like something a little bit more magical, like I've described, with the top of the tree, or the doors on the hills with the gnomes, or the boat in the sky with the restaurant in the sky, or bouncing on stars. I like the idea of a lift, a glass lift that takes you to outer space. And you can see everything. You can see the world and down below. But you're not like feared or afraid of heights. No, it's all good. I hate heights, but no, it's fine. There's like an invisible net. It's all good. Now I'm going to read you some sleep facts. Super sleepy sleep facts that I think you're going to love. Okay. I'm gonna flick through. A little insomnia is not without its value. appreciate sleep and throwing a ray of light upon that darkness. How long does it take the average person to fall asleep? One American survey found that it took about 7 minutes for the average person to fall asleep. Much can depend on age, gender. Adolescent sleep pattern shift by 2 hours, so young people may well have problems getting to sleep if they stick with their child bedtimes. Sleep latency, which is the time it takes for you to fall asleep, increases for both men and women with advancing age. There's some evidence that women have a harder time sleeping than men, although this is possible that to some extent this might be because women are better at reporting their symptoms than men. Going to sleep quickly is not as easy as it might seem, so if you can nod off in the average time of 7 minutes, then you're doing very well. In South Africa, a study of older people found that women had a longer sleep latency than men, slept 20 minutes a day less, and were 40% more prone to insomnia. Seven reasons to sleep. So a good night's sleep, which is between 7 to 9 hours, has a myriad proven benefits to help. So 1. Immunity boost. Your immune system is super busy during the night, so prolonged lack of sleep can disrupt your ability to fend off every cold and flu bug going around. 2. Slimmer waistline shows people sleeping fewer than 7 hours a day tend to gain more weight. Those who sleep less have lower levels of leptin, which is a chemical that conveys your fullness, and higher levels of ghrelin, as hormone stimulating hunger. So the more you sleep, the less you eat. Happier outlook. A good night's sleep has you springing out of bed in a good mood with plenty of energy and focus. It's no surprise that when people with anxiety or depression were asked about their sleeping habits, most reported sleeping for fewer than 6 hours a night. Improved libido. Sleep can also boost your sex drive, and regular sex also helps you fall asleep more easily. Research suggests that people who don't get enough sleep are less interested in sex. Diabetes prevention. So a lack of sleep interferes with the body's control of blood sugar. You have a healthier heart. Number 6. If you don't get enough sleep, your blood pressure rises along with your heart rate. Sustain such loss of slumber and you can increase your risk of heart disease and stroke. And fertility. So fertility relies on a set of reproductive hormones, and the disruptions to your master clock through bad sleeping habits or not sleeping enough can actually result in trouble conceiving. Are you a lark or an owl? I am definitely a lark. A lark, so basically, are you an early bird or a night owl? So a morning or an evening person. So I tend to be more productive in the morning than in the evening. Struggle to focus. Not working 9 to 5. So for those night owls among us, even working 9 to 5 can be problematic and exhausting. What about working shifts as well at night? So from airline crews to hospital staff, and from submariners to astronauts, shift work is a fact of life for many people. Every system, organ and tissue of your body suffers when you don't get enough sleep. Research shows that working a night shift results in a loss of between 1 and 4 hours of sleep a day. In short term, your memory, reasoning, emotional response and reaction times suffer. But long-term shift working is linked with the onset of Alzheimer's, cancer, heart disease and diabetes. So it's even more important for shift workers to get the sleep they need when it fits with their work schedule. How do astronauts sleep in space? Well, watching 15 or so sunrises and sunsets within a 24-hour period sounds glorious, but without the normal cycles of darkness and light of an Earth day, the circadian rhythms of astronauts soon go haywire. What's more, sleeping strapped down in a sleeping bag in the often noisy environment of a space station is not the serene bedroom scene many of us crave when we're heading to the land of Nod. But astronauts adapt, and here's how. Astronauts have a strict schedule that includes sleep and awake times, diet and exercise, all of which are under circadian control. Each crew member has private sleeping quarters to encourage healthy, uninterrupted sleep. Lights within the space station are super adjustable. The colour spectrum and brightness of the lights are designed to promote alertness and circadian resetting. There's a 24-hour helpline for psychological support, sleep CBT, which is cognitive behavioural therapy, and in particular CBTI, which is especially for insomnia, can help astronauts tackle any sleep problems. Melatonin is also available to prompt sleep if needed, and as a last resort, certain sleep medications can be given. First night effect. So, half awake? Despite looking forward to a trip away, how many times have you arrived in your new accommodation, whether it be a beautiful hotel room or a rented apartment or a tent? You found the first night tossing and turning. Me, definitely. Subsequent nights are a little bit better sleep-wise, so why does this happen the first night you go somewhere new? Well, it's well known in scientific circles that birds and some mammals such as dolphins can display what is known as unihemispheric slow-wave sleep. Half of their brain is in deep sleep while the other half is awake. This snoozing style has likely evolved to enable such animals to monitor their local environment or continue to fly or swim while they rest. Such intelligence is vital to the survival of many creatures, but people are just asleep or awake, right? Well, it appears that half of your brain might not switch off on the first night in an unfamiliar place. Scientists have been delving into why people find it very hard to fall asleep in an unfamiliar bed by getting study participants to sleep inside an advanced neuroimaging scanner to monitor their slow wave brain activity. The team found that this activity was weaker in the left side of the brain, suggesting it was much more alert and vigilant. Such differences were evident on the first night in the scanner, but not on subsequent occasions, including another session a week later. What was noticeable though was that when the slow wave activity was similar in both sides of the brain, a person fell asleep faster. It seems that while you sleep in an unfamiliar bed or place, the left side of your brain behaves as a sentinel or night watchman, monitoring the environment for any signs of threats. It's not quite as dramatic as that shown in birds and dolphins, but it's significant nonetheless. So this left brain alertness may also explain why you wake every hour and just before your alarm clock when it's set to get up at 3 a.m. for that early morning flight. That actually is so true. Like, that happens to me all the time when I'm flying anywhere or I need to go anywhere. I wake up all of the time. Okay. Are you a back, side or front person for sleeping? What is the best sleeping position? Okay. Since humans climbed down from the trees to sleep lying on the ground, the quest for the comfiest night's sleep has been on. But apart from the mattress you lie on, the sleep position you adopt could be disrupting your sleep, not improving it. If you wake up with aches and pains, perhaps a new position is worth a try. The good news is you can train yourself to sleep in a better pose, reaping all the sleep benefits as you do so. A survey by the US National Sleep Foundation showed that most Americans sleep on their sides, yet the number one sleeping position, as espoused by sleep specialists and chiropractors, is actually to sleep on your back. Next up is side to the stomach the worst for your body. So back sleeper, that's good for keeping the spine and neck in a neutral position and preventing wrinkles because nothing is pressed on your face. It's bad for snoring. A pillow under the knees can offer extra support for the lower back. Adults can shift about during sleep between 10 and 12 times an hour. Sleeping on your belly is good for easing snoring, but it's bad for neck pain and causing wrinkles. A flatter pillow may help limit neck discomfort. And then side sleeping is good for pregnant women, but it's bad for skin sagginess and heartburn because sleeping on the right aggravates this condition, so sleeping on the left is best. Choose a thick enough pillow to support your head. Train yourself to sleep on your back, so if you grab 3 extra pillows, put 1 pillow under your knees and 1 pillow on each side of your body, and go to sleep as usual. You might find it's harder to drift off, but soon you won't need the benefit. The pillows and the body will automatically go in that position and reap the benefits. I'd be like, I should try that, because I think I sleep on my front. Oh, I love this one. Sleep in the animal world. Okay. All animals sleep, even insects. But how much daily shut-eye they manage depends on how much food they eat and whether or not other animals are trying to eat them. Giraffes and elephants, for example, can survive by grabbing short naps standing up, and despite their bulk and awkward bodies, do lie down when it's safe to do so. Carnivores such as tigers and pythons can sleep the day away as long as their bellies are full, with few worries about what might happen during the sleeping hours. Marine mammals have evolved other coping mechanisms to be able to swim and breathe while sleeping. They sleep with only half of their brain at a time and often with one eye open. That's wild. Okay, so it's got hours of sleep. And it's like a chart. It runs from the least to the most. So giraffe gets 1.9 hours of sleep a day. African elephant 2 hours. A goat 5.3 hours. A guppy 7. Chimpanzee 9.7. A bottlenose dolphin 10.4. A dog 10.6. A mouse 12.1. Python 14.4. A tiger 15.8. A sloth 18 hours, and a brown bat 19.9 hours. They're basically never awake. So, sperm whales nap vertically with their tails down. Horses lock their legs so they can nap or sleep standing up. No muscle effort is needed to keep them upright. Dolphins, so newborn dolphins and their mothers go without sleep for the first month of their life. Seals, when out at sea, seals sleep with half of their brain so they can remain vigilant. Elephants, wild elephants can go without sleep for stretches of time to evade predators or poachers, often for 40 hours at a time with little obvious sign of this sleep deprivation. Parrotfish secrete a jelly-like cocoon that surrounds them and protects them from parasites while they are sleeping. It's clever. Meerkats cuddle up together during sleep to keep warm and form a protective pack. During naps, sea otters hold hands to make sure they don't float away from one another. Looks cute. Manatees. So everyone knows that bats sleep upside down, but manatees, these sea cows, have no known predators and like nothing better than zonking out on the sea floor upside down. They do have to surface every few minutes for air, but this requires a minimal effort. A common swift sleep on the wing because they spend an incredible 10 months of the year in the air without landing. That is wild. So they're like sleeping on the wing like this, so they're still flying. I'm so confused. That's insane. Should we catch those Z's? After a tough week at work, you may feel you want to sleep like a baby. Focusing on snoozing is a great idea, but do you really want to take short snippets of sleep throughout the day and the night, waking every 3 to 4 hours? While a baby is establishing his or her circadian rhythms, this sort of pattern across 24 hours is typical. As infants grow, they're able to sleep longer in one go and catch the rest of their snooze time as naps during the day. As their brains are developing, so their sleep makeup is changing. A 6-month-old baby, for instance, spends roughly equal time in NREM and REM sleep. By the time of their 5th birthday, this ratio has altered in favour of NREM, and when the teen years arrive, the balance tweaks again to like an 80-20 NREM split that remains until midlife. Contrary to popular belief, older adults still need 7 to 8 hours of sleep a night. The requirement for sleep does not diminish with age. What does change, though, is that sleep quality is affected. People have to contend more with broken sleep, such as like waking up, most commonly for a pee, and then not getting back to sleep easily afterwards. Among the worst pains affected are new parents who face 6 years of sleepless nights. Oh, that's awful. Teens are a special case, so the timing of the body's master clock shifts during puberty. A teenager's natural inclination is to be late to bed and late to rise. Teens do need more sleep than adults, but their delayed body clock makes it tough for them to get up early for school. In the US, a few states have pushed back the start of school. Academic performance and attendance both benefited, as did the teens with better sleep. Newborns are like between 14 to 17 hours a day, infants 12 to 15 hours of sleep, and then it goes all the way up, and like school children like 9 to 11, teenagers 8 to 10, young adults, which is 18 to 25, they are 7 to 9 hours, adults 26 to 64 are 7 to 9 hours, and older adults, which is 65 plus, are 7 to 8 hours. Just go. Shows that they are working so hard that they're exhausted and they're sleeping. So people will literally sleep at their offices and they'll just like start napping. It's because workers' days can reach like 10 hours or more, which is long hours, so people nap. Which, I mean, there's been several times when I was at school I could have easily done that. Had a little nappy nap. Well, that is our sleep facts for the day. I hope that was interesting for you. And now we're going to move on to some more personal attention. Okay, so as I said, more personal attention, but this time in the form of brushing. I have 4 different types of brushes, okay, that we're going to use. And I'm going to tell you some lovely affirmations as well, so that you can go to sleep with a nice smile on your face. And feel good about easier. You are so very much loved. You are appreciated. You are cared for. You are adored. You're amazing and kind and loving and gentle, considerate. You're appreciated for everything that you do. Use a different brush. I'm gonna use this plastic brush, okay? Do a mix as I did there of brushing and telling you how amazing you are. Let's go both ends, I can need this end. And then also giving you a bit of a head massage too. You are loved. So very much loved. You're interesting. You're kind and loyal. You put others before yourself. And you work so hard to provide for yourself and your family. You should be proud of yourself for how far you've come and how much you've grown. Others are proud of you. The ones you love are proud of you. They think so highly of you. You are so appreciated. So are so clever. You can do anything you put your mind to. And you're doing really well in your education and in your job. And it's okay to get rejected sometimes. It just wasn't the right fit for you. But whoever rejected you, or if a company rejected you, it's their loss. And you know that. Because you are fabulous. You are so great. And you have to remember that at all times. That actually know your worth. Because you're worth so much. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. Another brush I'm going to use is this bristly brush. Very different feel and sound. You are loved. You are respected. You are admired. You are your own unique person. You are lovely. You are beautiful and handsome and pretty. You have a big heart. So kind. where you are. Anyone would be so lucky to have you as their friend. We're gonna use is this. It's so smooth. We're gonna use this on your hair. Now just feel super gentle, okay? It's just a wooden brush. You are loved. You are appreciated. You are adored. You are cared for. You are heard. Sometimes it might feel like nobody hears you, but you are heard. You are loved. You are so very much loved. You are the best friend anyone could ask for, and you're the best partner anyone can ask for. You're loyal, you're loving, you're sincere, you value others, and you put others first, and you're kind and gentle. You've got so much love to give. So much love to give. So you are so loved. You beautiful, wonderful, unique, special person. Special, 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 special. You are special. You are loved. You belong. You're worthy. You deserve all good things that come your way. Now we're going to make your own special concoction of aromatherapy oils, and we're going to mist and steam up your room, okay, and make it all nice. I want to make sure that I feel like it's going to be a little bit blurry, so we just want to make sure that you guys can see. Okay. I think so. Okay. Yes, so I have the diffuser that we're going to use here, and it lights up as well, so we can light it up and mist all around. But first, what we're going to do is go through some aromatherapy scents, and we're going to pick out the ones that you think smell good and you think smell relaxing for you, okay? We have some that are pre-blended, so I can do them as well, but I'll put them aside for now. The pre-blends are like, we can add them in, but they are a mixture of other stuff. So we could do like a pre-blend for your base, and then we could do other ones on top. But we just need to find all the pre-blends. There we go. I feel like there might be one more. Okay. Right, well, we'll do your individual scents at the moment. Okay. Individual. So, let's start with the first one. I'll tell you what it is after you have given it a little sniff, okay? So, smell that one. So, either say yes or no. I want it to smell relaxing and sleepy, so we don't want anything unpleasant, and we don't want anything that's pleasant, but it's like reinvigorating, that's gonna like wake you up. We want relaxing and sleepy. So this one, yes or no? No? Okay. This one's quite strong. It's called Cypress. Cypress. That's a no. Okay. This one. It's a no. Yeah. It's patchouli. It's quite intense, to be honest. This one. Yes. You sure? Okay, this one is rosemary. So does it make you feel like homely? Yeah, like a lamb cooking with rosemary. We can pop this in. That might be quite nice on top of some of the base scents as well. That'd be good. Okay. This one. No. It's tea tree, so it kind of wakes you up, doesn't it? You sniff it and you're like, oh, good to go. No, yeah, that's frankincense. It's what I call the baby Jesus scent. Okay. And this one. Yes, lavender. It's a really nice lavender, that one actually. It's like the perfect amount of like strength of lavender. So nice. Okay, so put that in your yes pile with the rosemary. These are a little bit sticky. No, it's quite strong. It's actually lemongrass. It doesn't smell that lemony, does it? It's lovely, but it's reinvigorating. Blood orange. It smells quite like refreshing, like let's wake up. Be good for like a massage, I think. Okay. And this one. It's potent. No. This is actually geranium. It's like a floral. So, but it doesn't really smell that floral. It just smells very strong. Another mix. There we go. Very strong. So no, yeah, it's great for it. Again, would be good with the blood orange, I think. Okay. Yeah, no, this is actually lemon. It doesn't smell like lemon. It's not like a nice lemon. It's like really quite strong. It almost feels like a big lemon. Big news, big lemon. Okay, this one. Yes, I thought you'd say yes to this because this is cinnamon, and cinnamon is such a nice, just a tiny amount. Just gives that really nice, like warm feeling, doesn't it? So I'll set that with the other ones. Okay. Yes, this is really nice. It's floral, but it's really subtle. Lang lang. It's really nice. It goes nicely with lavender, actually. No. Yeah, it's called peppermint. But it's like, again, very concentrated. Wake you up. You really like this one, I think. Yes. It's because it's bergamot. Or bergamot, however you pronounce it. Bergamot. I feel like it might be bergamot, but I don't know for sure. It's very floral, really refreshing, but sleepy at the same time. Yeah, love that. Okay. Next one. If I can open it. It's very slidey. It's a no. Yeah, this is eucalyptus. Very strong. That will like wake you up. There's quite a good few ones here. We made like a wake you up concoction. Okay, we've just got 2 left of these ones, and then I will show you the base. No, it's not very nice actually. It's sage. And finally, last one. That is quite nice. Yeah, it's the problem. It's floral again, but it's like more of like a wake you up flora, so Palmarosa. So it would go nice with like the citrus, but well, it's a no for now. That's fine. That is all of the individuals. So you have selected 5, which is bergamot, lang lang, lavender, rosemary, and cinnamon. And then we're going to just select your base. Okay, so we have 6 different bases. The first base is Muscle Relief, and Muscle Relief contains in it rosemary, eucalyptus, and black probably not a good one for this. Agreed. Okay. We have Sleep Well. Sleep Well has got Lang Lang, Neroli, Sandalwood, Mandarin, and Roman Chamomile. Enough different scents that your other ones will just complement it. So it's a good option. And then we have Harmonize. Harmonize has lavender, Lang Lang, and bergamot, which is basically what you've got already. So I wouldn't recommend this because it's not complementing, it's just adding. Yeah, okay. And then we have Rejuvenate. Lavender, geranium, grapefruit, and lemon. It's going to be too waking up. Yeah. Then we've got Relax. Now Relax is Lang Lang. It has orange in it as well. Lavender and bergamot. Similar to what we've got with the orange. So, I don't know. And then finally we have Detox. Detox is lemon, peppermint, thyme, and palmarosa. I think it's going to be too rejuvenating. Okay, so we'll go with Sleep Well. Okay. So, let me just bring this here. And we'll make it up for you. Oh, I am going to spill this on myself. Okay, so I've got it here. First of all, we're going to add 3 drops of this. 1, 2, 3. Okay. And then rosemary. We'll just add 1 drop. Okay. The cinnamon, again, we'll just add 1 drop. Well, that was like 4 drops. Put cinnamon in there. Oh well. Lavender, we'll add 2. Lang Lang, we'll just add 1. I think this could be empty, you know. Okay. No Lang Lang, because Lang Lang is actually the empty one. I think this must be the one. One of them definitely seeped out. This must be it. It is empty. And finally, bergamot. We'll just add 1. And it is also empty. Well, that's interesting. A lot of them are empty. I need to get new aromatherapy oils, I think. Okay, so I'll put the lid back on there. Just making sure it's the right way. Yeah. Okay, so I'm gonna just light this up. This blue. I'm gonna see if I can make it change colour. This maybe will change. Yes, there we go. That's the first one. Made you go all the way through it. Right, then we're gonna do this. There we are. We're gonna mist you up. You smell that? It smells lovely, doesn't it? So relaxing. You're here to help you just unwind and relax, okay? So just, I'm going to start with the Skybolt song from Outlander. It's very cute. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say could the lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Billow and breeze, islands and seas, mountains of rain and sun. All that was good, all that was fair, all that was me was gone. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say could the lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say could that lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Billow and breeze, islands and seas, mountains of rain and sun. All that was good, all that was fair, all that was me was gone. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say could the lass be I? Mary of soul, she sailed on a day over the sea to sky. Sing me a song of a lass that is gone. Say could that lass be I? You got wise going in. You got wise coming out of your skin. You got tears making tracks. I got tears that are scared of the facts, running down corridors through automatic doors. Got to get to you, got to see this through. I see hope is here in a plastic box. I've seen Christmas lights reflect in your eyes. You've got wires going in. You got wires coming out of your skin. There's dry blood on your wrist. Your dry blood on my fingertips, running down corridors through automatic doors. Got to get to you, got to see this through. First night of your life, curled up on your own, looking I see it in your eyes. I see it in your eyes. You'll be alright. Alright. Running down corridors through automatic doors. Got to get to you. Got to see this through. I see hope is here in that plastic box. I've seen Christmas lights reflecting your eyes down corridors through automatic doors. Got to get to you. Got to see this through. First night of your life, caught up on your own. Looking at you now, you would never know. I'm trying to think of another song that I could actually sing. Let's see, as a lullaby. You've got your usual Scottish, oh you can't shove your granny up a bus, bish, bish. Oh you can't shove your granny up a bus, bish, bish. Oh you can't shove your granny, 'cause she's your mommy's mommy. You can't shove your granny up a bus, bish, bish. When you try your best but you don't succeed. When you get what you want but not what you need. When you feel so tired but you can't sleep. Stuck in reverse. And the tears come streaming down your face. When you lose something you can't replace. When you love someone but it goes to waste. Could it be worse? Lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. And high up above or down below. When you're doing love, to let it go. But if you never try, you'll never know just what you're worth. And lights will guide you home and ignite your bones, and I will try to fix you. Tears stream down your face when you lose something you can't replace. Tears stream down your face, and tears stream down your face. I promise you I will learn from my mistakes. Tears stream down your face, and lights trying to sing, like, because to get certain notes you need to be louder, and I can't, so I can't hit the notes. It's really funny. Let's see if I've got any lullaby options. I'm just looking to see what we've got. Rock-a-bye, baby, on the treetops. When the wind blows, the cradle will rock. When the bough breaks, the cradle will fall. And down will come baby, cradle and all. It's quite morbid, that one though, isn't it? Baba, black sheep, have you any wool? Yes, sir, 3 bags full. 1 for the master and 1 for the dame, and 1 for the little boy who lives down the lane. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Up above the world so high, like a diamond in the sky. Twinkle, twinkle, little star, how I wonder what you are. Oh, that would be a good one. Over in there. In this one. Ooh, 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 ooh. Somewhere over the rainbow, way up high, and the dreams that you dream of once in a lullaby. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds fly, and the dreams that you dream of, dreams really do come true. Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Or drop a mouse like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you find me. Somewhere over the rainbow, bluebirds they fly, and dream that you dare to. Oh why can't I? Someday I'll wish upon a star, wake up where the clouds are far behind me. Trouble melts like lemon drops high above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me. Somewhere. I just can't remember the arrangement. It's really hard. This is the Israel one over the rainbow. Somewhere over wish upon a star and wake up where the clouds are far behind me, where troubles melt like lemon drops away above the chimney tops. That's where you'll find me, somewhere over the rainbow. Bluebirds fly, birds fly over the rainbow. Why can't I think that's from The Wizard of Oz. I think so. Beautiful song. I think there's another one that's similar to that Israel one. The Lava song is like a Disney. I'm trying to remember it. Yeah, I love this one, but it sounds similar to Over the Rainbow by Israel, so that's why I'm like, oh, I can't get that in my head. Have a dream, I hope it will come true, that you're here with me, and I'm here with you. I wish that the earth, sea, and the sky up above will send me someone to love. So it goes. A long, long time ago, there was a volcano living all alone in the middle of the sea. He sat high above his bay, watching all couples play, wishing that he had someone to. I can't remember how it goes. I have a dream, I hope it will come true, that you're here with me, and I'm here with you. I wish that the earth, sea, and the sky up above would send me someone to love. It's about volcanoes. It's because I think the verse is very similar to Somewhere Over the Rainbow, and I can't get it out of my head. I'll learn it for next time though, because it's a very cute song. It'd be cute for a lullaby. I'm sorry, I hope I didn't disturb you with my singing. But got to add some lullabies in there. Important to help you try and sleep. Some people just love them, don't they? So, now one day, there's some relaxing things to your back. Very relaxing little things to your back. I think you're gonna enjoy. I mean, I hope. So we're gonna start with the dot line game. Okay, so just close your eyes. I'm gonna do this several times, and we're gonna draw on your back. We're gonna play some games. We're just gonna stroke you, and we can do some touch sequences too. Okay, so dot, line, spiders crawling up your spine, tight squeeze, cool breeze. tight squeeze. Cool breeze. Crack an egg on your head. And now you've got the shivery, 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 shiveries. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. Crack an egg on your head, and now you've got the shiveries. Guess which finger I tapped you with last? I draw a snake upon your back. Guess which finger I tapped you with last? This one. I draw a snake upon your back, and guess which finger I tapped you with last? Goes like this. My fingers don't quite bend very well. Okay. ears. Stroke your eyebrows. Touch your lips. Touch your eyes. Touch your ears. Stroke your eyebrows. Touch your lips. Touch your eyes. Touch your ears. Touch your eyebrows. Touch your lips. Okay, new touch sequence, new touch sequence, new touch sequence. Let's do forehead, stroke cheeks, throat and heart. Okay, forehead, cheeks, throat, heart. Are you ready? Let's do this. Okay. Touch your forehead. Stroke your cheeks. Touch your throat. just shiny. I was like, there's silver in my hair. There's not. I'm not going grey, it's fine. Panic over. Tap your nose. Stroke your hair. Squeeze your cheeks. And touch your solar plexus. Tap your nose. Stroke your hair. Squeeze your cheeks. And touch your solar plexus. See, I bet that touch sequence made you feel super, super sleepy, 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 like a little sleepy little baby. Sleepy little baby, sleepy little sleepy, sleepy, sleepy little baby. Line spiders crawling up your spine. Time to squeeze, cool breeze. Crack neck. And you got the shiveries. Spiders crawling up your spine. Tight squeeze, cool breeze. Crack neck on your head. And there you go. I almost forgot to crack the egg on your head there, which wouldn't have been so good. You'll be excited that in a little moment, I'm going to be reading a bedtime story. We've got a bedtime story coming up. And not just that, we have a really nice bedtime story. And then, of course, your favourite Moonman song and Wink and Blink and a Nod will make a special appearance as well. For you to fall asleep, so you'll need to start closing your eyes. Close those beautiful, beautiful, beautiful eyes of yours. Just gently close and just listen. Instead. So tonight I'm going to read you Meadow Thoughts from the Life of the Fields just relax. You'll be sleeping in no time. The old house stood by the silent country road, secluded by many a long, long mile, and yet again secluded within the great walls of the garden. Often and often I rambled up to the millstone which stood under an oak, to look at the chipped inscription low down. To London, 79 miles. So far away, you see, that the very inscription was cut at the foot of the stone, since no one was likely to be wanting that information. It was half hidden by dogs and nettles, despised and unnoticed. A broad land, this 79 miles, how many meadows and cornfields, hedges and woods in that distance, wide enough to seclude any house, to hide it like an acorn in the grass. Those who have lived all their lives in remote places do not feel the remoteness. No one else seemed to be conscious of the breadth that separated the place from the great centre. But it was perhaps that consciousness which deepened the solitude to me. It made the silence more still, the shadows of the oaks yet slower in their movement, everything more earnest. To convey a full impression of the intense concentration of nature in the meadows is very difficult. Everything is so utterly oblivious of man's thought and man's heart. The oaks stand quite still, so still that the lichen loves them. At their feet the grass grows and heeds nothing. Among it the squirrels sleep, and their little hearts are as far away from you or me as the very wood of the oaks. The sunshine settles itself in the valley by the brook, and abides there whether we come or not. Glance through the gap in the hedge by the oak, and see how concentrated it is. All of it, every blade of grass and leaf and flower and living creature, finch or squirrel. It is mesmerised upon itself. Then I used to feel that it really was 79 miles to London, and not an hour or two only by rail, really all those miles. A great broad province of green furrow and ploughed furrow between the old house and the city of the world. Such solace and solitude 79 miles thick cannot be painted. The trees cannot be placed far enough away in perspective. It is necessary to stay in it like the oaks to know it. Lime tree branches overhung the corner of the garden wall, whence a view was easy of the silent and dusty road, till overarching oaks concealed it. The white dust heated by the sunshine, the green hedges and the heavily massed trees, white clouds rolled together in the sky, a footpath opposite lost in the fields. As you might thrust a stick into the grass, tender lime leaves caressing the cheek in silence. That is the silence of the fields. If a breeze rustled the boughs, if a green finch called, if the cartmare in the meadow shook herself, making the earth and the air tremble by her with the convulsion of her mighty muscles, these were not sounds, they were silence itself. So sensitive to it as I was, in its turn it held me firmly, like the fabled spells of old time. The mere touch of a leaf was a talisman to bring me under the enchantment, so that I seemed to feel and know all that was proceeding among the grass blades and bushes. Among the lime trees along the wall, the birds never built, though so close and sheltered. They built everywhere but there. To the broad coping stones of the wall and to the lime boughs, speckled thrushes came almost hourly, sometimes to peer out and re-nurture if it was safe to visit the garden, sometimes to see if a snail had climbed up the ivy. Then they dropped quietly down into a long strawberry patch immediately under. The cover of strawberries is the constant resource of all creeping things. The thrushes looked around every plant and under every leaf and runner. One toad always resided there, often two, and as you gathered a ripe strawberry, you might catch sight of his black eye watching you take the fruit he had saved for you. Down the road skims an Eve swallow, swift as an arrow, his white back making the sun-dried dust dull and dingy. He is seeking a pool for mortar, and will waver to and fro by the brook till he finds a convenient place to alight. Thence back to the Eve here, where for 40 years he and his ancestors built in safety. Two white butterflies fluttering round each other rise over the limes, once more up over the house, and soar on till their white shows no longer against the illumined air. A grasshopper calls on the sword by the strawberries, and immediately fillips himself over 7 leagues of grass blades. Yonder a line of men and women file across the field, seen for a moment as they pass a gateway, and the hay changes from hay-colour to green behind them, as they turn the under but still sappy side upwards. They are working hard, but it looks easy, slow and sunny. Finches fly out from the hedgerow to the overturned hay. Another butterfly, a brown one, floats along the dusty road, the only traveller yet. The white clouds are slowly passing behind the oaks, large puffed clouds like deliberate loads of hay, leaving little wisps and flecks behind them caught in the sky. How pleasant it would be to read in the shadow. There is a broad shadow on the sword by the strawberries cast by a tall and fine-grown American crab tree. The very place for a book, and although I know it is useless, yet I go and fetch one, and dispose myself on the grass. I can never read in summer out of doors, though in the shadow and bright light fills it, summer shadows are broad as daylight. The page is so white and hard, the letters so very black, the meaning and drift not quite intelligible, because neither I nor mind will dwell upon it. Human thoughts and imaginings written down are pale and feeble in bright summer light. The eye wanders away and rests more lovingly on greensward and green lime leaves. The mind wanders yet deeper and farther into the dreamy mystery of the azure sky. Once now and then determined to write down that mystery and delicious sense while actually in it, I've brought out table and ink and paper, and sat there in the midst of the summer day. 3 words, and where is the thought? Gone. The paper is so obviously paper, the ink is so evidently ink, the pen so stiff, all so inadequate. You want colour, flexibility, light, sweet, low sound, all these to paint it and play it in music. At the same time you want something that will answer to and record in one touch the strong throb of life, and the thought or feeling, or whatever it is that goes out into the earth and sky and space, endless as a beam of light. The very shade of the pen on the paper tells you how utterly hopeless it is to express these things. There is the shade in the brilliant gleaming whiteness. Now tell me in plain written words the simple contrast of two. Not in 20 pages, for the bright light shows the paper in its common fibre ground, coarse aspect, in its reality not as a mind tablet. The delicacy and beauty of thought or feeling is so extreme that it cannot be inked in. It is like the green and blue of field and sky, of veronica flower and grass blade, which in their own existence throw light and beauty on each other, but in artificial colours repel. Take the table indoors again, and the book, the thoughts and imaginings of others are vain, and of your own too deep to be written. For the mind is filled with the exceeding beauty of these things and their great wondrousness and marvel. Never yet have I been able to write what I felt about the sunlight only. Colour and form and light are as magic to me. It is a trance. It requires a language of ideas to convey it. It is 10 years since I last reclined on that grass plot, and yet I've been writing of it as if it was yesterday, and every blade of grass is as visible and real to me now as it was then. They were greener towards the house and more brown tinted on the margin of the strawberry bed, because towards the house the shadow rested longest. By the strawberries a fierce sunlight burned them. The sunlight put out the books I brought into it, just as it put out the fire on the hearth indoors. The tawny flames floating upwards could not bite the crackling sticks when the full beams came pouring on them. Such extravagance of light overcame the little fire till it was screened from the power of the heavens. So here in the shadow of the American crab tree, the light of the sky put out the written pages. For this beautiful and wonderful light excited a sense of some likewise beautiful and wonderful truth, some unknown but grand thought hovering as a swallow above. The swallows hovered and did not alight, but they were there. An inexpressible thought quivered in the sheer overhead. It could not be fully grasped, but there was a sense of feeling its presence. Before that mere sense of its presence, the weak and feeble pages, the small fires of human knowledge, dwindled and lost meaning. There was something here that was not in the books. In all the philosophies and searches of mind, there was nothing that could be brought to the face to say, "This is what it intends, this is the explanation of the dream." The very grass blades confounded the wisest. The tender lime leaf put them to shame. The grasshopper decided them, the sparrow on the wall chirped his scorn. The books were put out unless a screen were placed between them and the light of the sky, that is, an assumption, so as to make an artificial mental darkness. Grant some assumptions, that is, screen off the light, and in that darkness everything was easily arranged, this thing here and that yonder. But nature grants no assumptions, and the books were put out. There is something beyond the philosophies and the light, in the grass blaze, the leaf, the grasshopper, the sparrow on the wall. Some day the great and beautiful thought which hovers on the confines of the mind will blast be light. In that is hope. The whole sky is full of abounding hope. Something beyond the books, that is consolation. The little lawn beside the strawberry bed, burned brown there, and green towards the house shadows, holds how many myriad grass blades. Here they are all matted together, long and dragging each other down. Part them and beneath them are still more overhung and hidden. The fibres are intertangled, woven in an endless basket work and chaos of green and dried threads. A blamable profusion this, a fifth as many would be enough. Altogether a wilful waste here. As for these insects that spring out of it as I press the grass, 100th part of them would suffice. The American crab tree is snowy mount in spring. The flakes of bloom when they fall cover the grass with a film, a bushel of bloom, which the wind takes and scatters on. The extravagance is sublime. The two little cherry trees are as wasteful. They throw away handfuls of flower, but in the meadows the careless spendthrift waves of grass and flower, and all things are not to be expressed. Seeds by the 100,000,000 float with absolute indifference on the air. The oak has 100,000 more leaves than necessary, and never hides a single acorn. Nothing utilitarian. Everything on a scale of splendid waste. Such noble, broadcast, open-armed waste is delicious to behold. Never was there such a lying proverb as enough is as good as a feast. Give me the feast. Give me squandered millions of seeds, luxurious carpets of petals, green mountains of oak leaves. The greater the waste, the greater the enjoyment, the nearer the approach to real life. Casualty of to no avail. The fact is obvious. Nature flings treasures abroad, puffs them with open lips along on every breeze, piles up lavish layers of them in the free open air, packs countless numbers together in the needles of a fir tree. Prodigality and superfluidity are stamped on everything she does. The ear of wheat returns 100-fold the grain from which it grew. The surface of the earth offers to us far more than what we can consume. The grains, the seeds, the fruits, the animals, the abounding products are beyond the power of all human race to devour. They can too be multiplied 1,000-fold. There is no natural lack. Whenever there is lack among us, it is from artificial causes which intelligence should remove. From the littleness and meanness and niggardliness forced upon us by circumstances, what a relief to turn aside to the exceeding plenty of nature. There are no bounds to it, there is no comparison to parallel it, so great is this generosity. No physical reason exists why every human being should not have sufficient, at least of necessities. For any human being to starve or even to be in trouble about the procuring of simple food appears indeed a strange and unaccountable thing, quite upside down and contrary to sense. If you do but consider a moment the enormous profusion the earth throws at her feet. In the slow process of time, as the human heart grows larger, such provision, I sincerely trust, will be made that no one ever need to feel anxiety about mere subsistence. Then, too, let there be some imitation of this open-handed generosity and divine waste. Let the generations to come feast free of care like my finches on the seeds of the mowing grass, from which no voice drives them, if I could but give away as freely as the earth does. The white-backed eave swallow has returned many, many times from the shallow drinking place by the brook to his half-built nest. Sometimes a pair of them cling to the mortar they have fixed under the eave, and twitter to each other about the progress of the work. They dive downwards with such velocity when they quit hold that it seems as if they must strike the ground. But they shoot up again, over the wall and the lime trees. A thrush has been to the arbour yonder 20 times. It is made of crossed laths and overgrown with tea plant, and the nest is inside the lath work. A sparrow has visited the rose tree by the wall. The buds are covered with aphides. A brown tree creeper has been to the limes, then to the cherries, and even to a stout lilac stem. No matter how small the tree, he tries all that are in his way. The bright colours of the bullfinch were visible a moment just now, as he passed across the shadows farther down the garden, under the damson trees and into the bushes. The grasshopper has gone past and along the garden path. His voice is not heard now, but there is another coming. While I've been dreaming, all these and hundreds out in the meadow have been intensely happy, so concentrated on their little work in the sunshine, so intent on the tiny egg, on the insect captured on the grass tip to be carried to the eager fledglings, so joyful in listening to the song poured out for them or in pouring it forth, quite oblivious of all else. It is in this intense concentration that they are happy. If they could only live longer, but a few such seasons for them. I wish they could live 100 years just to feast on the seeds and sing and be utterly happy, and oblivious of everything but the moment they are passing. A black line is rushed up from the espalier apple yonder to the house top 30 times at least. The starlings fly so swiftly and so straight that they seem to leave a black line along the air. They have a nest in the roof. They are to and fro it in the meadow the entire day, from dawn till eve. The espalier apple, like a screen, hides the meadow from me, so that the descending starlings appear to dive into space behind it. Sloping downwards, the meadow makes a valley. I cannot see it, but know that it is golden with buttercups and that a brook runs in the grove of it. Afar yonder I can see a summit beyond, where the grass swells upwards to a higher level than this spot. There are bushes and elms whose height is decreased by distance on the summit, horses in the shadow of the trees, and a small flock of sheep crowded, as is their wont, in the hot and sunny gateway. By the side of the summit is a deep green trench, so it looks from here, in the hillside. It is really the course of streamlet worn deep in the earth. I can see nothing between the top of this espalier screen and the horses under the elms on the hill, but the starlings go up and down into the hollow space, which is aglow with golden buttercups, and indeed I am looking over 100 finches eagerly searching, sweetly calling, happy as the summer day. 1,000 grasshoppers are leaping, thrushes are labouring, filled with love and tenderness, doves cooing. There is as much joy as there are leaves on the hedges. Faster than the starling's flight, my mind runs up to the streamlet in the deep green trench beside the hill. Pleasant it was to trace it upwards, narrowing at every ascending step till the thin stream, thinner and than fragile glass, did but merely slip over the stones. A little less and it could not have run at all. The water could not stretch out to the greater tenuity. It smoothed the brown growth on the stones, stroking it softly. It filled up tiny basins of sand and ran out at the edges between minute rocks of flint. Beneath it went under thickest broomline, blue-flowered and serrated water parsnips, lost like many a mighty river for a while among the forest of leaves. Higher up, masses of bramble and projecting thorns stopped the explorer, who must wind round the grassy mound. Pausing to look back a moment, there were meads under the hill with the shortest and greenest herbage, perpetually watered and without one single buttercup, a strip of pure green among yellow flowers and yellowing corn. A few hollow oaks on whose boughs the cuckoos stayed to call, 2 or 3 peewits coursing up and down, larks singing, and for all else, silence. Between the wheat and the grassy mound, the path was almost closed. Burdocks and brambles thrust the adventurer outward to brush against the wheat ears. Upwards, till suddenly it turned and led by steep notches in the bank, as it seemed down to the roots of the elm trees. The clump of elms grew right over a deep and rugged hollow. Their branches reached out across it, roofing in the cave. Here was the spring at the foot of the perpendicular rock, moss-grown low down, and overrun with creeping ivy higher. Green thorn bushes filled the chinks and made a wall to the well, and the long narrow heart tongues streaked the face of the cliff. Behind the thick thorns led the course of the streamlet. In front rose the solid rock. Upon the right hand of the sward came to the edge. It shook every now and then as the horses in the shade of the elms stamped their feet. On the left hand the ears of wheat peered over the verge. A rocky cell and concentrated silence of green things. Now and again a finch, a starling, or a sparrow would come meaning to drink, athirst from the meadow or the cornfield, and start and almost entangle their wings in the bushes, so completely astonished that anyone should be there. The spring rises in a hollow under the rock imperceptibly, and without bubble or sound. The fine sand of the shallow basin is undisturbed. No tiny water volcano pushes up a dome of particles, nor is there any crevice in the stone, but the basin is always full and always running over. As it slips from the brim, a gleam of sunshine falls through the boughs and meets it. To this cell I used to come now and then on a summer's day, tempted perhaps like the finches by the sweet, cool water, but drawn also by a feeling of hollow of my hand. But drawn also by feeling that could not be analysed. Stooping, I lifted the water in the hollow of my hand carefully, lest the sand might be disturbed, and the sunlight gleamed on it as it slipped through my wee fingers. Alone in the green-roofed cave, alone with the sunlight and the pure water, there was a sense of something more than these. The water was more to me than water, and the sun more than sun. The gleaming rays on the water in my palm held me for a moment. The touch of the water gave me something from itself. A moment and the gleam was gone, the water flowing away. But I had had them. Beside alongside the physical water and physical light I had received from them their beauty, these communicated to me this silent mystery. The pure and beautiful water, the pure, clear and beautiful light, each had given me something of their truth. So many times I came to it, toiling up the long and shadowless bill in the burning sunshine, often carrying a vessel to take some of it home with me. There was a brook, indeed, but this was different. It was the spring. It was taken home as a beautiful flower might be bought. It is not the physical water, it is the scent or feeling that it conveys. Nor is it the physical sunshine, it is the sense of inexpressible beauty which it brings with it. Of such I still drink, and hope to do so still deeper. The end. I've not read that before. It's quite long. But very descriptive. Okay. And just after it I have I'm going to find Winking, Blinking and Nodding. A few little sleep poems for you. This is Winking, Blinking and Nod by Eugene Field. Winking, blinking and nod one night, sailed off in a wooden shoe, sailed on a river of crystal light into a sea of dew. Where are you going and what do you wish? The old man asked the three. We've come to fish for the herring fish that live in this beautiful sea. Nets of silver and gold have we, said Winking and Blinking and Nod. The old man laughed and sang a song as they rocked in the wooden shoe, and the wind that sped them all night long ruffled the waves of dew. The little stars were the herring fish that lived in the beautiful sea. Now cast your nets wherever you wish, never afraid are we. So cried the stars to the fishermen three, Winking, Blinking and Nod. All night long their nets they threw to the stars in the twinkling foam. Then down from the skies came the wooden shoe, bringing the fishermen home. 'Twas all so pretty a sail it steamed, as if it could not be. And some folk thought 'twas a dream they dreamed of sailing the beautiful sea. But I shall name you the fishermen for three, Winking, Blinking and Nod. Winking and Blinking are two little eyes, and Nod is a little head, and the wooden shoe that sailed the skies is a wee one's trundle bed. So shut your eyes while mother sings of wonderful sights that be, and you shall see the beautiful things as you rock in the misty sea, where the old shoe rocked the fishermen three, Winking, Blinking and Nod. We're of course gonna do The Moon Song by Mildred Blue Megs. Soon, soon, cuddle and croon over the crinkling sea. The moonman flings him a silvered net fashioned of moonbeams three. And some folk say when the net lies long and the midnight hour is ripe, the moonman fishes for some old song that fell from a sailor's pipe. And some folk say that he fishes the bars down where the dead ships lie, looking for lost little baby stars that slid from the slippery sky. And the waves roll out and the waves roll in, and the nodding night wind blows. But why the moonman fishes the sea, only the moonman knows. Soon, soon, net of the moon, rise on the wrinkling sea, bright as a fret and shining wet, fashioned of moonbeams three. And some folk say when the great net gleams and the waves are a dusky blue, the moonman fishes for two little dreams he lost when the world was new. And some folk say in the late night hours while the long thin shadows slide, the moonman fishes for cold sea flowers under the tumbling tide. And the waves roll out and the waves roll in, and the grey gulls dip and doze. But why the moonman fishes the sea, only the moonman knows. Soon, soon, cuddle and croon over the crinkling sea. The moonman flings him a silver net fashioned of moonbeams three. And some folk say that he follows the flecks down where the last light flows. wishing for 2 round gold-rimmed specks that blew from his button-like nose. And some folks say, while the salt sea foams and the silver knit lines snare, the moonman fishes for carving combs that float from the mermaid's hair. And the waves roll out and the waves roll in, and the nodding night wind blows. But why the moonman fishes the sea, only the moonman knows. I love it. The Wanderer's Night Song. O'er all the hilltops is quiet now, and all the treetops heedest thou. Hardly a breath, the birds are asleep in the trees. Wait soon like these, thou too shalt rise. To sleep. A flock of sheep that leisurely pass by, one after one, the sound of rain and bees murmuring, the fall of rivers, winds and seas, smooth fields, white sheets of water and pure sky. I thought of all by turns, and still I lie, sleepless, and soon the small birds' melodies must hear first uttered from my orchid trees, and the first cuckoo's melancholy cry. Even thus last night, and 2 nights more I lay, and could not win thee, sleep, by any stealth, so do not let me wear tonight away. Without thee, what is all the morning's wealth? Come, blessed barrier between day and day, dear mother, fresh thoughts and joyous health. Clouds. White sheep on a blue hill. When the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? Again. White sheep on a blue hill. When the wind stops, you all stand still. When the wind blows, you walk away slow. White sheep, where do you go? This one's called From Bacchanalia. The evening comes, the fields are still, the tinkle of the thirsty rill. An idle day ascends again, deserted is the half-moon plain. Silent as was the ringing wain, the mower's cry and the dog's alarms, all housed within the sleeping farms. The business of the day is done, the last let haymaker is gone, and from the thyme upon the height, and from the elder blossom wet, and pale dog roses in the hedge, and from the millpond in the sedge, in puffs of balm the nitre blows, the perfume which the day forgoes. And on the pure horizon far, see pulsing with the firstborn star, the liquid sky above the hill, the evening comes, the fields are still, loitering and leaping with saunter, with bounds, flickering and circling in fields and in rounds, gazily their pine staff green tossing in air, loose o'er their shoulders white, showering their hair. See the wild Maids break from the wood, youth and Iacchus maddening their blood. See through the quiet land riotingly pass, fling the fresh sheeps about to trample the grass. Tear from the rifled hedge garlands their prize, fill with their sports the field, fill with their cries. Shepherd, what ails thee then? Shepherd, why mute? Forth with joyous song, forth with thy flute. Dims not the revel blithe, lure not their cries, glow not their shoulders smooth, melt not their eyes. Is not on cheeks like those lovely the flush? Ah, so the quiet was, so was the hush. Well, we have made it 3 wonderful hours helping you go to sleep. And I trust that you're going to have a wonderful, wonderful sleep.